Drifting is a sideways evolution from traditional motorsports. Each driver competes for points given out by a select panel of judges. The three major scoring criteria are line, angle and style. Together they form a score out of 100. Line is a racing line marked out by clipping points. Drivers need to consistently hit these areas to score maximum points. Angle is how much rear slip angle a car produces. Competitors need to engage as much opposite steering lock as possible to receive a higher score. Style is a combination of driving technique, showmanship, brake application, throttle control and overall driver ability. Teams and drivers have 2 laps in qualifying to start the competition. The top qualifiers move through into a seeded battle tree, battling through each bracket until the top 4 drivers compete for the final podium. A drift battle requires each driver to take turns leading and chasing. The lead driver's objective is to match or better their performance in qualifying. The chase car's objective is to get as close as possible to the rear quarter of the leading car, using it as a mobile clipping point. The judges' lineup for the 2019 season features a wealth of experience as Brendan Dunker returns as line judge. More than 15 years in the sport, a D1NZ veteran and series technical advisor with 35 points up for grabs. Dan Mackey is back again, based out of Sydney with the High-Tech Drift Australia Series, another driver with more than 15 years experience. He's been a drift judge since 2013, as well as joining the lineup for the annual International Drift Challenge as part of World Time Attack. Our third and final judge for the weekend is D1NZ veteran Nick T-Boone, rejoining the lineup, filling in for Zach Pohl, who's just welcomed a newborn son to the family. Nick brings more than 15 years experience in the sport behind the wheel of a Toyota AE86. Well, round 5 brings us to friendly fielding in the Manawatu, the historic Manfeild circuit. Chris Amon playing host to the 2019 Mimico Grand Final. Round 4 at Pukekohe brought the speed, but that continues this weekend as New Zealand's best drivers tackle the fast-flowing camber at Manfeild, and it is the first and only rolling start of the season. Into turn 1, it's a fast 4th gear entry with the judges looking for cars to be positioned on the left-hand side of the track. A full power smooth arc onto a right-hand side clipping zone. This is where the front and rear of the car need to be during the transition before pushing through to an inside clip on the left-hand side. From here it is a full power, wide flowing line, switching onto a brand new outside clipping zone on the left hand side of the track. Drivers need to bring an aggressive switch across to an outside clip at the hairpin before diving down off the camber onto the final inside clip on the left hand side, finishing the section with a smooth mid to high line. And that is the final track rundown of the 2019 season, the D1NZ New Zealand Drifting Championship. Who will be the next Drift King? Champions will be crowned here this weekend. It's the grand final, brought to you by Mimico Industrial Machinery.
So hi guys, I'm Steve Daniel, one of your commentary team here this weekend. We've just come off the back, of course, of qualifying for the Pro Sport Championship. Michael Thorley, 89.5 point run. What a run by him. Certainly we've seen some big runs for those guys there. And it's hopefully saying time to move on from Pro Sport, Thorley. It's time for you to join the Pro Championship. Should be you lined up. Well, certainly, yeah. I've just quickly nipped down into the pits, had a quick chat to him, congratulated him, and I said, well, you know what, it's probably time for you to also come up and join me and talk about how well you've done. We've seen and heard a lot of Michael Thorley over the last few rounds, so we like to grab the top drivers and bring them up. Here goes, talking about top drivers, he had his first round win, just coming out of shot there. Of course, Matty Hill, there goes Darren Kelly. Here comes our 2 times in current defending New Zealand Drift King. Standing away to the camera, of course, Cole Armstrong in the V Energy G36 Skyline. Getting ready to scrub GAGAN KANG in the Nissan Skyline RB30 DET, making 750 horsepower, sponsored by Black Bull Liquor. You see the no smoke scrub, trying to generate heat into those front wheels, and then you'll see them light it up, generate the heat into the back ones. GAGAN. He'll be the first run of the day in the Pro Championship. Beautiful car. 34 fronted R32 Skyline. As he is released, the first driver up in the Galore Parts Group D1NZ Pro Championship qualifying. Of course, the grand final sponsored by Mimico. So GAGAN makes his way around the first corner where he'll accelerate and bring himself up to speed. And a big entry into the first turn, up through the S's. Hits the outside clip. Looks like he was slightly off that inside clip coming through. But look at the smoke billowing as he fills the outer zone here, makes his way up and tries to back that car in. Inside the left front wheel, hitting the ripple strip. Let's see what the judges think though of the first run for GAGAN KANG. Current position 11th. Okay, that's all right. 18, 18 and 14, 50-point run. Well, we know that the current position's first actually because he's the first car on the ranks. We'll go back and check out that the score. They'll rectify that. So pretty simple one anyway. Jesse GREENSLADE, let's see what he can do. Comes through, fills out the outer zone, tries to get inside clip through the S's, powers out through. Sitting on that left-hand side of the track where the judges want to see him. Throwing that S15 around. JORDY will be the next driver out on track. The Coastal Spa and Pool FC RX7 running the Toyota 1UZ V8, producing 700 horsepower. Certainly one of the super fast cars. See him still trying to generate a little bit more heat into the front. So we'll come back to the score. I'll just wait to be told what the score was for Jesse GREENSLADE. But let's see what JORDY can do. Big angle as he fires it through. Starts the S's just off his clip. And then powers out through. Tries to fill up the outer zone. Sets himself up for the hairpin here. JORDY certainly not lacking on speed as he comes through and finishes off his run here. One of the things that the judges like to do is change it up and say, no, you're not using the natural one. We need to see you choose the line that we're going to take. So what we've always seen is coming out of the S's, they take the inside line. Now we're asking for an outside line and looking at different clips. JORDY 18:23.5 in style of 17, 58.5 for his first run. Second position for JORDY So the next car will be BURKE. So let's just quickly go through. So first place was Jesse GREENSLADE. He scored a 60-point run. So we didn't have that up on screen. Let's see what BURKE can do. Of course, last year's Pro Sport champion, moving into Pro this year. He's had a good season too. As the measure up pouring S13 pilot BURKE. Comes through with a very tidy run. 63, 25.5 a line, angle 21.5 style, marked down slightly with 16, but first position for BURKE. So obviously he was really on his line with a 25.5. Yep. BURKE is in first position. Jerry Zhu will be the next to take on this challenging Manfeild course in the NOB Building Supply 2JZ powered Nissan S15. Wide line to start. Misses the outside clip, but wild angle for Jerry Zhu. As he comes through, up on the ripple strip to finish. As we wait for the Angle King himself, the Mazda FC RX7 LS2 powered V8. The KANG tyres machine of Andrew Redwood gets ready to go. 17, 17.5 and 13 in style. Marked down in style, 47.5 for his first run. 5th place, Jerry Zoo. Andrew Redwood, is he going to do enough to move up into this front of qualifying? He's got to hit a 63-point pass. Can he do it? So he'll wind up at FCRX7. Nice fast start. And here comes Andrew Redwood. And look how fast he's filling the zones. And that is a nice run. Is that going to be enough to take the top spot? I'm certainly thinking so. See what the judges have got to say. Yes, it is. 73 points, 26, 26 and 21. So scoring very well in both line and angle. Style of 21, 73 points. Little Stewie Baker will be the next out on track. Stewie Baker in the Link ECU S13. Big shout out to the team from Link. Good to see Rob and the team here this weekend at Manfeild. 1.5 JZ power plant, 630 plus horsepower in that Nissan S13. Stewie Baker, what can he do as he fires it through and heads his way into the S's here at Manfeild? Big speed off his mark though as he comes through and heads up towards the hairpin. Certainly not struggling with speed as he slows that car down and then back to scorched the Zestino tyres on the back of Stewie's S13 Sylvia. Stewie Baker, line 18, angle 23, style 16. That's a total run score, 57 points. 5th place current position for Stewie Baker. So Troy Jenkins will be the next driver out in the 2JZ powered Toyota GT86, producing 700 horsepower, sponsored by Toyota's Galore and Brian Roberts Towing. Troy Jenkins, always a smooth driver. Great angle to start. Certainly dancing his way around Manfeild today. Oh, and we've had a big mistake for Troy. Having to reinitiate his drift as he comes out of the hairpin. Bruce TANNOCK will be the next car out. RB30 powered mag and turbo Nissan S13 Sylvia. The Adam Davies car in the background. All right, 18.5, 22.5 style with the 18 as well. 59 points for 4th position. Troy Jenkins, 4th place position, after his first run in the Galore Parts Group D1NZ Pro qualifying. So next will be Bruce TANNOCK in the Mag and Turbo Motorsport. S13 out of Hamilton, producing just under 800 horsepower, the RB32, TANNOCK backing it in. Hits that inside clip, fills the outside nicely. Nice to bring that nose down. It's a nice clean run for Bruce TANNOCK. May not have filled out that outside zone totally, but a very clean run all the same for Bruce TANNOCK as he comes through, finishes off the section. For Bruce TANNOCK, 2nd place. I knew it was a great 28.5. So beautiful line for Bruce TANNOCK. Angle 25, 18 in style, 71.5. 2nd place currently for Bruce TANNOCK. Now this man had his first pro round win this year. Of course, Wellington, round number 2 of the D1NZ National Drifting Championship. Ben Jenkins, he also went and took the fastest speed at Pukekohe with a 203 km/h entry into the sweeper. And listen to that 2JZ absolutely shredding those tyres on that GT86. Slight correction to finish. It was maintained their lock. Next will be the round sponsor, of course, Mimico on the side as well of Adam Davies, Roku 24/7 Mimico 180SX, 13B turbo power plant. He'll be the next to scrub. Ben Jenkins 20, 24 and 19 in style, 63 points for run number 1. Current position 3rd for Ben Jenkins. What can Adam Davies do? We know he held on to first position for quite some time. Last round, Pukekohe. He'll be wanting to move to the top of qualifying if he can. Adam Davies backs it in. Let's see how far he can bring that nose down. Well, he certainly brings the nose down. That was the closest we've seen any car get as he comes through that screaming rotary. His very first round win was here at Manfeild, the same as his teammate Dave STEEDMAN. So Manfeild, a track that Team DSR certainly feels at home. Some really nice line, great angle from Adam Davies. As he moves further up the track, hits that outside clip, and then starts to bring the nose down so he can grab the inside, finishing off, billowing the smoke. This man will be feeling euphoric out there. Of course, that's the Euphoric Motorsport Laurel of Vincent Langhorn. Let's see what the judges think, though, of Adam Davies. What a run, 80.5, line absolutely on it with 32, angle with 27.5, style 21. Current position for Adam Davies, first with an 80.5. Well, let's see what Vincent Langhorn can do in the Cooper Tyres Mount Wheeler Euphoric Motorsports Laurel as he fires it down. If you want to see angle, that's how you do it. Vinny absolutely on it. Backing it in and keeps on. Look at him go. Absolute maniac is Vincent Langhorn. So if you're here at Manfeild, hope you're enjoying yourself here. Of course, pro qualifying brought to us by Galore Parts Group. Name on the side of the D1NZ Pro-Championship. Let's see what the judges think. Wow, they like the line, they like the angle, they like the style. 67-point run for Vincent Langhorn, 4th position. The current positions. Well, let's have a look at this beautiful S15 of Carl Thompson, sponsored by Speedflow and Falcon. Carl Thompson is on the loud pedal. Absolutely powering his way down into the hairpin at Manfeild Circuit Cross. Amon sets himself up. Where's the cone? Oh, just off his clip. And comes through to finish. Shout out to Ali and to Charlie watching their dad, no doubt, at home. I haven't seen them this weekend, so that's where I guess sitting there watching the computer screen at home with mum going, that's my dad. That certainly was. Let's see what sort of score he can bring. 27 in line, 24.5 in angle, style for 22, 74 point. First run for Carl Thompson, the 2nd position overall. It's, of course, 2 runs each in qualifying D1NZ Pro-Championship. Daniel Templeman, he's in the top 5 of the championship. The NZ Motor Oil Zik E46 BMW running that 2JZ power plant. 80.5, Davies still leads away from Thompson. And Redwood, let's see what Daniel Templeman can do. Daniel chucking the wheel off as he comes through and starts the S's. Filling up his zone. Just off that outside clip. And will come through to finish. So there's Fanger Dan Woolhouse in the Ford Mustang RTR Spec 5D. by Century Batteries and Castro. New Zealand lines up another person who's decided not to come to drifting this weekend is Cade. Cade will be busy watching Fanger from got a better offer. So young Cade, here we go. Dana Templeman, 21, 16.5 in angle and style. Marked down with a 14, 51.5 first run, 12th place. So hopefully he can improve in his second run. Fanger Dan though, the next to take on qualifying round 5, the grand final of the D1NZ. So again, a big shout out to you watching, Cade. Let's hope Fanger can scorch the 80.5 that Adam Davies had. 2 times New Zealand Drift King at the wheel. Let's see how Fanger rocks on over with that RTR Ford Mustang. Absolutely screaming. Listen to it. Here we go. Wow, so what weren't they happy with? 22, 17 and 14 for style. Marked down on style, offers angle, so down on angle and offers line, 53, 12th place for Fanger Dan. Cade's not going to be happy watching home. And he's probably just been given his score too because he's revving it and he's not happy. We know one thing with Fanger Dan though, he knows how to back it up and improve his score. But Ben Wilkinson, that's the man on track at the moment with the pack and say Botany Downs S15. And that looked like he had possibly had his tyre maybe delaminated as he came through. We'll certainly have to see the, so our big one, you can see straight up, he can see the hand moving in the car. We know he's okay. Let's have a look straight at this replay here. So he comes through. So yeah, the tyre looks like it's delaminated. You can see, and then it digs in, and he is lucky that that car did not go over. Wow, a huge moment here at Manfeild for the Pro Championship, Ben Wilkinson. All right, well, this is obviously going to require a little bit of clean-up and probably dragging this man back up to talk to. So, well, Ben Wilkinson and the Pack and Save Botany Downs looks at the damage, etc. I think it's about time that we shot over to a quick ad break. We'll be back in a couple of minutes' time. Thanks for tuning in for D1NZ. So the last 2 times we've been here to Manfeild, it has been a Mimico car that has stood on the top spot. Both Adam Davies and Dave Steedman having their first ever round victory here at Manfeild. Can they do it again this weekend? We're about to find out. Dave Steedman needs a fan in the car. Get ready to send them. So down the front straight, spotter just came in and said, "You're going to sweep the track for my driver. We want to make sure it's not greasy on underfoot for this S14 Sylvia." Dave Steedman producing 600 horsepower in that RB32. And what has gone on here? All right, this is interesting. It'll be interesting to find out what has happened. So the track doesn't look like it was swept. It almost looked like Dave Steedman went down the front straight and could see the grass on there. So they had a couple of brooms, etc., and he's gone down the return line. Whatever you do, don't do a burnout there. That's where our fibre cables are heading out to our cameras on the back straight. All right, he's going to move down. So I'll just wait to see if we can find out any information. I know his spotter is out in the spotters area in the room next door. So it appears it was a gearbox failure, and that will be a 0 for Dave Steedman. Well, let's have a look at our Australian counterpart on the Anzac weekend, all the way from Oz, Matty Hill. Driving the Performance Automotive 2JZ powered S15. So, yeah, just confirmation that Dave Steedman was a gearbox issue is why he has basically zeroed himself out. Oh, he's chucking wheels off, the Aussie. Matty Hill firing through, will come through to the tail end of the S's and into the hairpin. Second half of this qualifying run, certainly looking a lot tidier than the first. As Matty Hill comes through to finish. Well, let's see what the judges think. It's going to be a heavy points deduction, I'm assuming, for the wheel off. I didn't check to see how many points it off. It's normally 1 point off or half a point off, maybe. I'll find out shortly. So he goes to teammates. Cole Armstrong, he had a terrible Pukekohe. He's wanting to certainly improve. Had a couple of minor engine dramas at the start of the day, so a couple of phone calls back and forth. Anyway, let's go to the judges. Matty Hill, 23 in line, 22.5 an angle, marked down heavily in style with 14, 59.5. Current position for Matty Hill, 9th. At Matty Hill Drift, check him out on Instagram as we release Darren Kelly. DK Motorsport, the Nissan R35 GTR by Nissan New Zealand and Nismo, our current championship leader. Let's see what Darren Kelly can do. Good tidy start to his first lap of qualifying. Round 5 in the grand final. Oh, Darren dropping a wheel. Just needs to hold on to the run. That wheel drop certainly affecting his line going up into the hairpin there. Now the other person in the championship was in second place currently, Fangadan Woolhouse, sitting in 12th place when he finished his first run. So the two fighting the championship, not doing the best in their first run so far. What can this man here do? Cole Armstrong in the Butaline V Energy G36 Skyline. Just waiting for the score to come through for Darren Kelly. Certainly hope you're enjoying yourself. If you're here, Darren Kelly, line 23, angle with 20, style with 18, 61 point. First run up for Darren Kelly, 8th position. Here's your defending champion. He went back to back, but it's not going to be a three-peat this year. Cole Armstrong, though, he's got a lot to prove after engine worries took him out of contention at Pukekohe. And look how wide Cole has started, backing it in. He's on it. Misses his clips, but an exciting run. He's going to come through and listen to that thing scream, setting himself up. Missing his outside clip. So another person who isn't going to get a nice score. Well, that will bring to an end the first set of runs for the Pro Championship. Time now for the second half as GAGAN KANG lines himself back up in the Black Bull Liquor R34 fronted R32 Nissan Skyline running the RB30 DET. Cole, 26, 23.5, marked well in style with 20. Current position 5th, 69.5. That's the man with the one on his door for the, well, up until tomorrow afternoon anyway. GAGAN KANG, his second run. Adam Davies still leads from THOMPSON, REDWARD, TANNOCK, and Armstrong moving into the 5th place. Fangadan now sitting in 15th place. He's got a lot to prove. STEEDMAN and Wilkinson both on zeros. GAGAN KANG, let's see what he can do. Wow, he's skated off. So he's come through and missed his clip and then essentially backed the car in, through into the S's, and at that point there, sort of gone for a ride, so managed to re-grab and regather, I think. Next out will be Jessie Greenslade in the Prior NZ Girls S15. Jessie running 850 horsepower RB30. Well, let's see what the judges have to say about GAGAN KANG's run. 9th position, line 24, 21 an angle, marked down to 16 in style, 61. So a big improvement after his first run, but good for 9th position. So next out will be Jessie Greenslade. See what Jessie can do as he hits that big right-hander. second run of qualifying, round 5, the grand final. He starts early. That's a nice clean run to start for Jesse Greenslade. Comes through, looks like he's done a pretty good job to fill out that outside zone. Nice work, Jesse Greenslade. So in the meantime, we will send, so Jesse Greenslade, 9th place, 21.25 and 16 in style, 62. So an improvement by 2 points in the second run. Jesse Greenslade, 9th place. So Jordy Cole, JC Drift, Coastal Spa and Pool 1UZ, V8 powered FCRX7. See what Jordy can do. That FC screaming. Oh, what has happened to Jesse? He was on it. He was on for a great score. Throws it away coming out of the hairpin. Oh, you can see the judges were loving what they saw. I mean, I could see that, sorry. And they were... Look how much angle he was throwing down Jesse. Jordy Cole, the Coastal Spa and Pool FCRX7. I mean, just something went wrong for him, so he came through. I wonder if something broke up front. Maybe it was a steering issue. It just looked like he struggled, like just... It was good to take the corner. The car was sitting perfectly to power out, and then bang, it was off. So that's that one's an easy one to score. I'll be the judges and offer 0, 0, and 0. So current position 14th after his first run with a 58.5 at Jordy Cole underscore. So the next car will be Liam Burke in the Measure Up Flooring S13 2JZ power plant. So Liam Burke, another one to very aggressive to start his lap, coming through, filling up those zones, those clips, sorry. Heavy use of handbrake as he came through the hairpin. All right, 22, 23, 17, 62. So 1 point lower than his first run. So still 7th position for Liam Burke. Jerry Zhu having his second run today in qualifying. 1,000 horsepower 2JZ, sponsored by NOB Building Supplies. See what Jerry Zhu and the Nissan S15 can do. Davies still at the top, 80.5 from Thompson, Redwood, TANNOCK and Armstrong. So Jerry Zhu. So certainly looking like the first half of that second run for Jerry Zhu was a little bit offline. I think it's going to be marked down for that. So Jerry Zhu, 13th position, 19.5. So marked down on line. Angle's okay, 23.5, but style 16. 59 improvement, but only as good as 13th place in the Galore Pro-Championship qualifier for the final round of the D1NZ National Drifting Championship. Well, it's Nankang FCRX7 time. Andrew Redwood. So smooth. It's just great to watch Andrew Redwood. You see so little movement in those front wheels. He knows exactly where he wants to put the car. And the Link ECU S13 will be next up. Let's see what the judges think of Andrew Redwood's run. I knew it was good. 74 points good. Line right on at 28. Angle 27. 19 in style. Second place. So it wasn't the 80.5, but an absolutely sensational run all the same for Andrew Redwood. Little Stewie Baker. He will be the next to challenge this track. So no change in the top 5. Is that all going to change now for little Stewie Baker? We're about to find out. Stewie, a wide start, missing the inside clip and grabbing it on the outside, coming through the S's here. Starts to wind it up, needs to come up and really fill up this outside zone. They're all happy, let's fire it through. 23, angle 24.5, style 19. Good improvement after his first run. 66.5 for run number 2 for little Stewie Baker. Current position for Baker, 7th. So Troy Jenkins. He's sitting in 15th place with a 59-point run after his first run of the day. He'll be wanting to make an improvement. Nice start, big angle. Amazing to watch just how far these drivers can grab these cars back when they're at full lock. Troy settling the car down, powers out of the circuit. I'd say certainly an improvement over the 59 that he got in the first run. How much though? I'm not sure. All right, let's go to the scores. It was a great lap. 24.5, 29.5 in angle. That's huge. Style of 21, 75 points. Second position, Troy Jenkins so far. What a beautiful drive by Troy Jenkins. Bruce Tannock, his second run. So Armstrong knocks down into the top 6. Tannock sitting in 5th place. Davies still leads the way though with an 80.5. Can't believe Fanger Dan sitting in 17th place. He'll certainly come back. We know that that is Fanger's way of doing it. It's the Magan Turbo S13 and Bruce Tannock makes his way around this Manfeild course. Round 5 of the D1NZ, the grand final. This weekend we will crown ourselves a champion. Like a slight vibration in the Magan Turbo S13. All right, let's have a look and see what the judges think of Bruce Tannock's run. Line, 28 points. Angle, 26. Style, 20. Bruce Tannock, 74 points. Ben Jenkins, his next run. So we've got 3 drivers on 74. That's Redwood, Tannock, and Thompson. Troy Jenkins on a 75. Adam Davies on 80.5. But Ben Jenkins, what can he do this lap? Now he's really brought the nose of the car down, has slightly come off his clip for the outside of gap through the S's. Huge smoke for the Toyota's Galore, Brian Roberts towing, GT86. Let's have a look and see what the judges think of Ben Jenkins' run. 21, 24.5, 18 in style, current position 9th, 63.5. So an improvement after his first run of 0.5 of a point, but 9th position, as good as it's going to get for Ben Jenkins. The only rotary in the D1NZ field. Adam Davies getting ready for his second run. Our current pole position leader, Davies, sitting on an 80.5. Well, here we go. The Ryco 24/7 Mimico, max mufflers, 180SX. Our current points leader, look how early he was. And big angle to start. Inside clip, outside clip, sets himself up. Hold on to this lap. Adam Davies, what a job he's doing. Let's see what the judges think. Wow, line absolutely on it. 30, Angle 33, Style 20. Improving his run to 83 points. Adam Davies, first place. Team DSR will certainly be happy about that. Silly go and rub it in the face of Dave STEEDMAN. All right, let's see what the Euphoric Motorsport Laurel of Vinny Langhorn can do in his second run. It's a big push. You can see a huge amount of understeer. Hold on to it, Vinny. So I'm starting to think maybe there's a few issues in the car that needed to be. Oh, Vinny! No good, Vincent Langhorn. Throws the hands in the air. He's not happy. We're not happy. Everyone loves Vincent Langhorn. But you can see there's a huge push in the car and certainly understeering as he comes through. Really fighting a challenging setup in that Laurel. As he comes through, sets the car up, and right at that point there, it was just a heavy points deduction. Vincent Langhorn, though, he loves to drive fast and just backs it in, throws it in. You can tell he was under it, having a look at the car now, making sure that he's okay to drive away. Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Manfeild Circuit. Chris Amon, round 5 in the grand final of the D1NZ National Drifting Championship Series, brought to you by Mimico. Out on track now, JARON OLIVECRONA. Of course, the local man, this is his local track. I can tell you that the gearbox has been out of the Parks Trader NZS14 with that monster Harley Engines and Motorsport V12. So let's hope that he's got that box gremlin done and dusted. I can also tell you that during the break, Ben Wilkinson, we saw him go off almost upside down. I thought he had broken axles and everything. He has just gone up and scorched up a good, nice looking mechanical lap, so he will come through as well to set himself a score and hopefully get himself into the main game. Anyway, JARON OLIVECRONA, let's see what the local man can do. JARON, this is a place he is called home. This track here is where he's got the best results in D1NZ. He's throwing it around. It looks like, I don't know, maybe he hasn't got all the gears he wants. But he needs to basically set a score right now. As he gets the Flamingo S14. So absolutely backing it in. Grabs. And a huge mistake. I think it was a reinitiation style mistake as opposed to a straight miling mistake. So we'll certainly see points on the board for JARON OLIVECRONA. An ugly first run, or this might actually, I think this is second, will be considered a second run, because I think his first one would have been considered a 0 for not being able to get out there. So we've seen that issue for a couple of drivers in the Pro Sport Championship. So now let's see what can happen for this man, the Speedflow Falcon S15 of Carl Thompson. Let's see what the judges have to say about JARON OLIVECRONA. So 51-point run, 17, 20 and 14, 19th position. But he will be continuing on, JARON OLIVECRONA. So Carl Thompson, his second run of the day, sitting in 5th position, joint with a 74-point run. He's got that shared with Redward and TANNOCK, but let's see if he can improve from that. 83 is the top score. Adam Davies, he improved after his second run. Can Carl Thompson? That's a good way to start. Big angle, comes through, grabs that a clip, fills out the outside clip as well. Maybe slightly off that inside clip coming through the S's. Big, huge switchback though, and dialing it in to set up for the hairpin. Right, 23, 31.5 an angle, a huge improvement. Style 23 and run number 2, 77.5 for second position, Carl Thompson. I can tell you, so Damon Templeman in the E46 BMW will be the next driver out to have his second run. Sponsored by nzmotoroils.com and Zick Motor Oils, Damon Templeman. Let's see what he can do with that Monster 2 JZ power plant under the bonnet of the E46 BMW. He starts by stacking on the angle, coming through the S's. Lots of aggression for Dane Templeman. Brings that back end up the track, comes through, does a nice job, and look at the smoke billowing off. We're just waiting for the judges' score to come through. Dane Templeman, a 66.5 point pass in a second. It's an improvement of 14 points. And current position, 21.5, 25 in angle, and 20 in style. So Fang at Dan Woolhouse, let's see what he can do. He needs a big improvement after his first run. Listen to the scream of this Roush Yates machine, 430 plus cubic inches. Fanger hits the inside clip, hits the outside clip. A very different line to what some of the, the driving characteristics of Fanger Dan's car, so different to the other drivers out here as he comes through to finish off his lap. So what do you think on the live stream? I want to know the questions. Is it going to be an RB that wins? Is it going to be a V8? Will it be the Ford Mustang RTR that's going to take away the win? Live stream, you tell me what you think. It is an improvement, 74 points, 6th position for Fangadan, line 26, angle 26, style 22. The title chase goes on. Well, this man here, as I've mentioned, he was lucky to keep that car on all 4 wheels. Ben Wilkinson, Pack and Say Botany Downs S15. What can he do? He needs to set himself a score. So right now it is all about setting a clean run. As he settles the car down, hits the, well, just off the inside clip, comes through, powers out. And that will be enough to go into the main game and go to battle. Judges scores 25.5, 26 and 17. He was 0 in the first one, 68.5 in the second. Ben Wilkinson, good for 8th position, 68.5. All right, Matty Hill, let's see what he can do. Big shout out to everyone back at home in Australia, supporting your man. Look at the angle of Matty Hill's Performance Automotive S15. Sets himself up, comes right off the top. Something broke. Well, this man here leads the championship. Let's have a look and see if we can grab the results of Matty Hill. I think it's just going to be, we know it's going to be a 0. So let's continue with Darren Kelly, the Nissan New Zealand Nismo R35. So it will be a 0 confirmation in 17th position, the best we're going to see for Matty Hill going into battle. Darren Kelly, though, your current series leader. And he is dancing that big R35 around the Manfeild track here in the Manawatu. Nice drive, Darren Kelly. No. Okay, line 26.5, angle 29, style is 22. Second run, a huge improvement, 77.5. Current position, 3rd for Darren Kelly, 77.5. Let's see what his teammate can do. He's gone for a slightly different aero package with the removal of that rear windscreen. Kyle Armstrong, the V Energy G30, what are we calling it? 37? 36. 36. G36. 2 times in defending New Zealand Drift King, out on track. The V Energy Butaline machine. Look at Cole. Now that's some angle. As Cole taming the beast. And lunges all the way down the straight. TDI replay, you can see big wide lap, wide start, sorry. Coming through into the hairpin. Most people remove the quarter glass to get into cars like Cole, but Cole takes out the driver's side, passenger's side. So we're just waiting to get the score. Dave Steedman in the Rugged 24/7 Mimico S14. Going out to scrub, getting some heat into the rear tyres. All right, let's have a look at the... Wow, look at this line, 30.5 for Cole Armstrong. Angle, 33.5. Style, 23.87 point pass. Cole Armstrong, current position number 1. Well, let's see what Dave Steedman can do as he is released from the line. Riker 24/7 Mimico, RB32 powered S14. Dave Steedman, second run time for him. So Armstrong sitting in first position. Davies with an 83 in second. Thompson, Kelly. Well, here comes Dave Steedman. He wants a piece of the action as well. That's some big angle as well. Come on, Dave, bring it home. Hit that inside clip. Powers out. What a run. Dave Steedman, he's happy. I'm happy. That was one heck of a run. All right, let's see what the judges do say. Line 27, angle 27.5, style 20. Current position 6, onto the top 8 for him. 74.5 for Dave Steedman, 74.5. Wow, let's have a look at the top 10 for the D1NZ Galore Parts Group Pro. So top 10, 10th place Ben Wilkinson after a big one. Fanger Dan moving into 9th place with a 74 from Bruce TANNOCK in 8th position on a 74. Andrew Redwood sitting in 7th place with a 74 as well. From there we move to Dave Steedman just sitting at 74.5. Troy Jenkins on a 75. 4th place Darren Kelly on a 77.5 that she shares with Carl Thompson, who is in 3rd place. Adam Davies an 83 and topping the absolute top spot, Cole Armstrong, 87-point run. P1 going into the battles. Let's have a look at Cole Armstrong's lap, the 87-point run. So you see him absolutely dialing himself in. Big angle, switches back, fills out that outer clip, and then heads down, grabs the inside clip, settling that car down again. Big angle, wild style. And coming through to finish. And of course, a big thank you, of course, Panhead. Panhead Custom Ales, pole position. Congratulations to you, Cole Armstrong. How are you, mate? Chuck this one on. There you go. You can hear. Well, no, they can't hear you though. Yeah, it's a good point. How's you? We clicked you on?
I don't know. Do I have to click me on?
Dan, welcome to the show. Of course, congratulations to you, brother. How did that feel out there in the car? Big run.
Yeah, it was pretty fat, eh?
Yeah, obviously everyone knows I've had a pretty rubbish season, so we're sort of. It's actually been a pretty rubbish last couple of weeks, but anyway, we're here. I've got an awesome team. The boys actually now tattooing with the car. Rossi's driven up from the Neckie just to
make sure the car's okay.
Yeah,
you had issues earlier on in the day. Did you find out what that was? Obviously,
yeah,
did you see the biggest?
Yeah, pretty much what I've been doing is we've got some aluminium fittings coming off our Turbo Smart wastegates, and they keep breaking. Unbelievable, my fault. Yeah, you get that RB hater out of there. I can't believe you made that. It's despicable.
Sorry.
But anyway, yeah, we've had a few issues with our wastegates fittings breaking, so we don't know how or what's happening, but we've just left the fittings off and we're just running it. it's kind of like unlimited boost, but this seems to be holding 30-pound min. It's just underneath our boost limit, and the car's running pretty flawlessly, so we're just going to keep it as we are, and I'm just going to go out there, man. It's final round. It's win it or bin it, big time. You know, I always say that. I'm here to take people out. That's my job for the weekend for the team. That's what we've done. We've taken P1, so I've smacked a few points down on that one, and hey, I get a bit more respect back for our team. Just, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Make it that I am an all right driver.
Not a bad judge. Talking about judges, Dan Mackey, one of the things you've done all day has been actually riding shotgun with multiple drivers. Talk me through some of those runs.
Yeah, well, it's been one of those things. Some of the drivers suggested, I think it was at Hampton round 3, that it'd be good to see some of the judges in having a go, or not having a go, but sitting in the car and seeing it from their angle. It provides an opportunity too, because we can be in the car and give them a bit of feedback on where their line is and how they're progressing through. Look, cars were so different. You know, I was in everything from the pro sport cars right through to the pro cars. Had to go in Darren Kelly's car. I've been in the Jenkins cars. I've been in the DSA cars.
Is a run with Fanger.
Yeah, Fanger. Pretty killer run, this one. Made a couple of small errors. You can see there a little straight, and it upset him moving through to that second section there. So he got smashed pretty hard on his angle. It was something we said in driver's briefing today, was that their angle's really key, and it's also really important. And you know, Cole's already asked for feedback before, but I was talking about Cole, and he lost some because of his bobbles. We're looking, if you see Darren, he was just dialed on a pretty smooth angle. A couple of little wheel adjustments there from the front wheel, but his angle's not too bad. For Darren, he got knocked down a bit because he was using a little bit of left foot brake. But
hold on a second though. When we had driver's briefing, you said we could left foot brake. So you
in the D-cell zone. In the D-cell zone.
Tough, man.
We said you could left foot brake in the D-cell zone. We didn't say that it wasn't a ticket, and Brennan even said not a ticket.
What do you think of this one here, Carl Armstrong?
Look, you can see I've got slight corrections in there. Definitely, this car is a big, heavy girl. But
you were off your line, and they missed it right there.
Yeah, I was, mate. I was a little bit wide. I kept going on my old man, like, are they getting more points from mid to slightly outer track after they come through that second clip or not? And he was able to give me some pretty good technical feedback. I've really been on his case this year about it, and it was really good. But as you can see, I've got no windows in that thing.
Man, this guy here, he went to the top. He actually improved with an 83-point pass on this one here.
Yeah,
Adam Davies.
Just stacked the angle on straight away, manages to get a nice aggressive switch. He's right on that line where it wanted to be on the outside, so big line points as well.
What about on the entry? Were we needed to go to the outer zone or inner zone? Or
you mean right at the very start at the initiation?
Yeah.
So what we wanted you to do was to be outside of the track and just initiate straight on an angle, get that angle dialed in as quickly as you could. So certainly a lot of the guys later on or further down the points were losing points, and I was quite critical on it. Liam Burke's one here, you can see he gets good angle in the end, but he slowly winds his angle on. A little bit shallow through there. Ben Wilkie by
what about this?
Yeah.
Is this this is a here right there.
Oh, that was
That's
huge.
the first time you've seen
see that?
Holy moly!
Yeah, we'll see if we can jog this one back. The team doing the production, incredible.
Oh my God!
We'll see if we can.
Man, it was
just
big.
So here we go from the other angle. The whole left rear tyre to laminate, bang, gone, and of course he's skating across. Boom!
Oh wow!
That's huge.
He did that at Pookie too, and I had a battle with him.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, just
thing.
off the end. Yeah, it was a
Holy
massive.
Toledo!
Wow, that was like twisted. Talk about twisted.
It sure is, man. He was
Twisted.
twisted. Yeah, we shouldn't have given that big cam before he went out. But anyway,
That was mine.
the boys were able to fix it by the looks. He was
They got
out
back out, and he posted in the top 10.
They bent
awesome team, mate.
both sides of the car's arms, so all arms on both sides of the rear, where it went in the first time, and then because it flicked it around so violently, when it came down, the other tyre D-beat it as well, and it bent all the arms onto there. So 2 full sets of arms, changed them all in,
team,
what is it, about half an hour between?
Yeah, if that.
Yeah, it was so quick. I thought, okay, we'll get him up into the commentary because he's not going to be back out again. Sure enough, I'm like, what's that car doing skids? I thought it was a replay.
Joe Cole, Joe's Mechanics.
Mechanical.
That man is a magical man. Obviously, his team, Tommy, he's in there as well. And, you know, I'm sure a whole other boys in their teams would have jumped in there too. But, hey, so just going back to that. So, D-cell zone was the only place we could have
left foot brake. Yeah. And we covered that in briefing.
I thought it was pretty clear.
Someone asked, it might have been Fanger, or it could have been Darren, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Just saying, so we can left foot brake all the way through on the way out, and we said, no, that's more of a floating zone on the way out of that decel zone, or the first right outer zone. And then coming in, we also said it's not an invitation to use the left foot through there.
Yeah, okay. So then, obviously, moving forward for next year, do you think maybe there should be a criteria on left foot braking, how long it's for, it's a quarter point, a half point? Like, how are you judging left foot braking?
Yeah, see, that's always a tricky one, because when you're judging, it's relevant to how long you're left foot braking for, right?
Yep,
so
100%.
if we say left foot braking is going to be a quarter point deduction, but then you sit on your left foot for the entire way through that first right-hand sweeper there,
section,
and you only get a quarter point, is that the same deduction that I should be giving you, or someone who's come around, just dab the left foot just to slightly adjust their line?
I guess that's the biggest things that we've got to...
You've got to have, in certain areas, you can have, for one wheel off, you can definitely say that's 3 points in qualifying and it's a half point in battles. But when you're talking about something like that that's on a consistent curve through the corner, it's really, really important to have a sliding scale of I guess, deduction, so that it starts off a little bit for a little dab, and then, for a complete left foot brake the whole way round, that has to be a bigger deduction. You'd agree?
Yeah, I get that, yeah, for sure. My biggest thing that is... It frustrates me, because I feel you can left foot brake a car and not slow anyone up. If we had a battle with someone that, say I was battling Darren or whatever, and I left foot braked in front of him, it's not that we're left foot braking and power skidding as such, right?
Yeah.
It is enough just to settle the car. And it's not going to be that he's going to be like, whoa, zoom up on me. So I find it, and I look all around the world that they do it, and they do not get penalised as hard as we do here.
Yeah, and I guess that comes down to all three judges. Look, I tend to agree with you that, well, I definitely agree with you. I don't tend to, I definitely agree with you that you can certainly left foot brake a car and not slow it down. So that's something to be done. The way the criteria is set over here, though, is that it must be a deduction. So therefore you have to award that. So we set criteria, and the most important thing for us is to make sure that we judge to that criteria, because otherwise, when you come and we have a chat about it like now, there's no way to explain it. So
very cool.
Maybe it's a discussion for the off season about how that's managed, and then if the criteria is changed for next season, then
I also, it's more for the viewers out there.
Yeah,
they're like, wow, that was a killer run by Darren, but boof, he got
smashed down, and that's why it's because of the criteria that's set, and that's the hardest thing. And where it's been really good having you guys, yourself, Darren, Bruce, that have been on the mic, because you guys are in briefing, you understand it. When we try and give a little bit of feedback in between runs, we get 10 seconds to try and break down a whole run, which was 35 seconds. So having you guys commentate has been really good. And how do we tell the crowd at home about how it works, what it does? And it's certainly a great way to do it. So hopefully we'll see more of it from this series and other series around the world to help educate the viewer at home, because it's the trickiest thing, Well,
we're doing the sport. It's a showman sport. We're here to put on a show for everyone out there, and we want everyone to understand and be like, wow, that was killer. I understand what went on there. That was sick.
Let's also hope that they get it behind the banning of the One More Time battle forever. Hey, look, guys, it's time to wrap it up. Look, thank you very much, Kyle Armstrong. Again, to you, brother, congratulations. And this man here, I love having you around the D1NZ. Of course, Dan Mackey from Australia. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for tuning in. Of course, everyone via Facebook at home, do tell us what you think. Who you think is going to come and get to the top spot? Is it going to be his teammate? Maybe he can find a way of finding 300 or 400 more points.
I'll be riding the coattail, mate. I'm riding the coattail the whole way home.
Look, thanks very much, guys, for tuning into the D1NZ round number 5, the grand final here at Manfeild Circuit. Chris, Amon. It's time. Tune in tomorrow for more D1NZ drifting action, the grand final.
See us tomorrow.
Your wear head is always smooth.